Hey, what's up, y'all? This is the Jest podcast, and I am your host, Jest. And you already know what this is. We doing it big. I got myself this king-size joint here. And I'm here to tell you about my vacation I went on last week. But first, I've really got some urgent matters to get to. You know, I've got some tea to spill. There's some beef brewing. And I really just need to talk to it before I get to anything else. So, I'm gonna make this quick, honestly. So, if you guys... Okay, I'm just gonna be blunt about it. So, my friend... who I thought was my friend. You know, I didn't want to use names, but I'm going to use it. My friend, Kelby Christopher. You may have seen him on my podcast. We did a guest set together. But this motherfucker... This motherfucker leaked on Twitter that I'm gay. Dude, it's 2021. I thought we were past this. You know, my coming out is my story to tell. And he had no right to tell my story for me. This is just uncalled for. I don't know why he thinks he can speak for me. Okay, let me break it down. So, this motherfucker posts on Twitter. I mean, you guys know Kelby Christopher is a comedian. He's just poking fun. He's poking around. But that does not excuse him. He's just joking around, making gay jokes, saying, "Oh, what am I? My gay friend Raj? What? What? You can't say that. You can say, like, my gay friend, sure. But you just can't call me out by name. What do you think you're doing? I'm not out yet. I haven't even talked about this on my podcast yet. Jeez. I'm just so fucking pissed. It's not your job to tell people that I'm gay. It's my job. It's also my job to make jokes. And none of that was real. I was just making that up to distract from the fact that I am going to talk about my vacation for the rest of this podcast. And there's nothing you can do about it. But yeah, I didn't do a podcast last week. Because I was on vacation. I was in Colorado and Utah. Mostly in Utah, though. It was sick. Me and my girl went on a vacation. Okay, so I'm going to just break it down for you. I'm just going to start from the beginning. Now that you guys know, I'm going to just talk about my vacation. So we landed in Denver. And then throughout the trip, we worked our way west and across southern Utah to go see as many national parks as we could. Now, if you've never been to a national park, they're truly amazing. I think the first one I saw was the Grand Canyon with my mom. I think so. Or at least that was the first time I remember getting my mind blown by nature. I don't know if it's because of my age. I was a senior in high school. So, this means I'm like 17 years old. So I'm transitioning, you know. Puberty's starting to tail off. And I just started smoking weed. Maybe that was it. I don't know. This is the first vacation where I remember just looking at nature and being impressed and having it just change my whole perspective. And I really don't know if that's because of I was coming of age or if I was just smoking too much weed. I guess I'll never know. Because I still feel that way when I go on vacation. I saw so much beautiful shit this trip. And I could not tell. Is this me? Or is this the weed? Psych, I am weed, bitch. It's all the same, brother. But yeah, so we landed in Denver. And if you know anything about traveling to the area, it's a rough idea to just travel to Denver and start doing shit. Last time I went to Colorado, I flew into Grand Junction, which is at a little bit lower elevation. This time I flew into Denver, starting at high elevation. And of course I'm going to get altitude sickness. You already know. But I did not. You know? I knew about altitude sickness and it didn't really afflict me too much the first time around, so I guess I just forgot about it. And this time, you know, we didn't think anything of it, and we did literally everything wrong. We didn't sleep well because we had to get up early for the plane. We dehydrated ourselves so we didn't have to pee on the plane. When everyone knows the biggest way to combat altitude sickness is to drink as much water as possible. So first mistake was not drinking enough water. So we're dehydrating ourselves for the plane. Then, if that wasn't bad enough, I get 2 drinks of coffee this morning because I want to stay up because I don't like sleeping on the plane. No water, dehydrated from the coffee. Apparently caffeine is bad for changing altitude as well. So I got as much of that as possible to fuck my day up. Didn't sleep on the plane. Then when we land, we immediately drive up in altitude. If anything, you're supposed to go down and relax. You're not supposed to move from where you are. Go figure, we keep traveling, we're on the run. We drive up to some Indian hot springs, where we get to the room, realize we're sick. Actually, we didn't even realize we were sick. We're just starting to feel funny. So my girl was feeling it earlier, but she wasn't sure if it was like cramps or whatever, but she was feeling something. We get to the room and relax. I lie down and now I'm feeling really out of it. I don't know what it is. Something's just really wrong, and I'm just trying to drink a little water and feel better, but something's off. And I just don't know what it is because I'm a fucking idiot. We haven't quite figured it out yet. So we go to our hot tub. We do our hour there. Ooh. My house exhaust turned on. So we do our hot tub. We do our hour there. And I know I'm not going to be able to go in very much because I'm just feeling weak and short of breath and just faint. Honestly, kind of like I'm dying. So I take it easy, but the hot tub actually helps me warm up. And I start feeling a lot better by the end of it. You know, taking it easy and stuff. But I forgot to bring water, which was really dumb. So further dehydration, heat stress, and time later, for some reason I'm feeling a little bit better. But this is not the same for my girl. So she gets in the hot tub a lot faster than I can because she's not a pussy. But she starts tiring out really quickly and having to get in and out a lot really early on. She's like, what the fuck is this? And she's noticing that the hot tub's making her feel really fucked up. You know, as it should, if we only knew what we were doing. And so after our hot tub, we get back to the room, and she starts feeling like ass. And I kind of knew, and that's when we figured out what was up. We had altitude sickness. I don't know what triggered us to remember. It wasn't, actually, my girl figured it out. She's a lot smarter than I am. She's like, oh, hey, dumbass, we're sick. She looks it up on her phone, realizes, okay, we've done everything wrong. When we landed, we got a big ass lunch. After not eating for a while, huge biscuit lunch. And we get drinks with it. Alcohol's a no-no when you're trying to adjust. Big ass meal's not helpful. It's stressing your body out, diverting all your blood to your stomach. This is not good. We followed this up by going for a long walk to walk off our giant meal, which works, but also leaves us exhausted. We didn't feel too exhausted yet, but our bodies would tell us later. So yeah, back to the hotel. Or the Airbnb. We also stopped at a dispensary somewhere along the way. Got some vapes and got some edibles. Because you gotta be discreet. Know what I mean? Yeah, so we're super sick, she's sick, and we need water. We're out of water. We buy a single water bottle from the desk, and we realize we need more. So my girl's sick, like real sick. And the more I think about like trying to help her and stuff, the more I'm realizing that I'm sick as well. But I'm actually had gotten some like afterglow from the hot tub. So I just muster up the strength. I go to the grocery store and I buy us a fuck ton of water. I buy us like a bunch of big bottles of Smart Water and then a big case of water as well. And I got back and thank goodness my girl was actually asleep because she just felt so shitty. But I almost got locked out of the room because of that. Thank God her phone volume was on. Because I was locked out and I was like, fuck, I know she's asleep and she's wicked sick. But if I don't get her up, I guess I'll just sleep in the car. I can't just bang on the door. I'm going to wake everyone else up. So I got the keys. I could just sleep in the car. She can rest. It's whatever. I don't know. I'm a fucking retard. I could have just knocked on the door or something. But fortunately, her phone was on. So I got a hold of her and she opened up. And I didn't have to sleep in the car in cold-ass Colorado. So, I don't know. Just long story short, our first day was just us being dumbasses. But we had a really good time. It was fucking beautiful. And the hot tub was really fun, actually. We got our own private hot tub. And we had the vapes there, so we were hitting the vapes. Also, no, you're not supposed to smoke when you're changing altitude. We immediately did everything. Ate, drank alcohol, smoked, didn't drink water, went up in elevation, heat stressed ourselves, did not sit down to rest, went for a walk. Oh man, we did everything wrong. And still, after the first day, we're like, wow, we've had so much fun. This trip is already worth it. Colorado's really beautiful. It really is. But we weren't there for long. So we went down, we stopped. We started heading to Utah, and on the way we stopped and we saw my sister because she's out there. That was so much fun. We went for a long-ass hike with their new puppy. And he's super cute. Oh, man. I love him. His name is Felix, and he's a Swedish Fellhund. So he looks like a German Shepherd gave birth to a corgi-shaped baby or something, you know? He's adorable, though. I fucking love him. I would show you pictures of him, but I'm too lazy to put it in this. Ah, fuck it, I'll put it in. What's the time mark here? 15? Word. So this is little Felix. He's adorable. And yeah, seeing my sister was awesome. But I had to be careful, so I didn't want to... I was clean of COVID, but still I was feeling weird, so I didn't want to get anyone sick. And instead of staying with my sister, I got an Airbnb and stayed there. And there was this weird-ass place. It was literally in a ghost town in the middle of nowhere. Just next to this train track where the train goes by at 3 in the morning. And on our way there, we left my sister's, and I accidentally got way too drunk. Like, way too drunk. And I didn't even realize it. I got this drink called the Mystic Biscuit. You ever had a Mystic Biscuit? We met this guy at the bar when we were picking up wings for the family. And he was a character. He's so funny. Talking about how we're Harold and Kumar going on adventures. So we get these drinks. And the dude's not Asian, by the way. White, crazy Colorado type. Older guy. So, long story short, he ends up buying me this Mystic Biscuit, which is, it's a shot glass at the bottom of a pint glass, right? And you pour in raspberry liqueur, vodka, and coconut rum. Top it off with pineapple juice, and then finish it with a blue moon. And then you just slam this whole drink. And that's the Mystic Biscuit. It's pretty great. I actually have a video of me slamming this shit. Can I show that? Sure, why not? Actually, no, there are reasons why I cannot. So I'm not going to do that. But I have a video of me drinking this Mystic Biscuit. And this guy who buys me this drink crushes it. He kicks my ass. You know, he beats me to the ground. But I don't do bad. I don't put it down. I finish my drink in one go like a man. I won't puss out. I've learned better in my day. And I wasn't feeling it then. But later after dinner and having 2 more beers, and then like an hour later, I felt it on the drive to the Airbnb, and I was just so drunk. I just couldn't stay up, passed out. When we finally got to the Airbnb, I was literally just stumbling all over the place. I couldn't control myself. The whole car ride, I was just waiting to get there so I could throw up. But once I got there, it had already settled. So I was like, alright, no more throwing up, just gotta get to bed and pass out. So my poor girl just drags me into the Airbnb, and this place smells funky. Now, when I say funky, it smells like ass. Like someone dirty had been staying there, and they didn't get to fully air out their room before renting it to us. Also, there was this really dirty, disgusting hat left in the room. Maybe it was that. But we aired out the Airbnb the next day, and then it was fine. But it was, that place was decorated weird. They had these weird sinks where there was like I think it was supposed to be a swan, but it looked like this dolphin pigeon just jumping into the sink and spitting water into the dish. And the sink dish was this big rectangle, like not very square, very long rectangle. And on the very corner, this faucet was placed. And I don't understand why they think using a quarter of the sink dish is a modern, innovative concept. It's a sink, and you made it work less effectively. Do you understand this? I just need to wash my hands and keep the water in the dish. And you've made both of those very difficult. The whole point of beautiful design is to make things more effective. I don't know where you're coming from. But this place was fucking weird. Our room was just red. Why was our room red? That doesn't relax me. I'm on vacation. Why are you renting out a room to people who need a place to stay and painting it red? That's like the most aggressive color I can think of. Are you trying to get them to leave quickly so you can turn out the place? I don't understand. Are you trying to make them angry so they'll go hike really hard? Why red? I'm angry just thinking about it. But that place was actually a pretty cool place to stay. What was it called? The Haunted Oaks Tavern. No, I just made that up. It had none of those words in it. The Holy Ghost? No. I don't know. The Desert Moon Hotel. Weird ass place. But it was cheap. And it was a nice place to stay. And it was actually pretty close to Moab and shit where we were going. So yeah, after all that shit, we started with Arches. Then we did some Moab food. We did Canyonlands. With my sister. And not the dog, unfortunately. Then we camped in Moab, literally just outside of Arches. On some BLM land. And there were other people out there camping too. We cozied up against these rocks. And we hung out with some of my girl's friends. And they were super awesome. I haven't met them before. But, yeah. I like me some Utah folk. They were some cool people. Shout outs to them. And we had a fire. We just shot the shit and had a good time. And then our friends actually headed out because they had work and shit to do, like responsible human beings. And we stuck around. We borrowed their camping gear and we slept in the tent that night. And it was really nice. We were hanging out. But as it was getting later, sand just started blowing all up in our face. So I took my mask and I just put it over my eyes and it's like, yep, I'm good. I'm just going to keep sitting here by this fire. But after 5 minutes of this, we realized that a sandstorm was starting up. No. Go away, dude. Like an actual dust storm or like a dirt storm started blowing up. So we scramble, we try to shove everything under these rocks, and we cozy up. Well, first, I gotta pee on the fire and put it out with a couple bottles. But I can't get the fire all the way out, but the storm is raging so hard, I just give up and go inside. We just scurry into this tent and try to take shelter. Because there's dust everywhere, I can't see anything. I'm just covered from head to toe already. So we get in the tent. And my girl's paranoid about the fire, because you're just not supposed to leave a fire until it's totally put out. So that's on me. But it was so fucking sandy outside, and the outer zipper for the rainfly on the tent was broken, so you could close the zipper after fighting through the jams, and then the zipper would just split open, and the sand would just get in. So after fucking with the tent for 100 tries, I get it mostly shut. We get our shoes outside, close up shop, and finally get into our sleeping bags. And after a couple minutes, my girl keeps going, hey, should we go check? Is the fire out? Should we go check? And I'm just like, no. She's like, should I go pee? I'm like, I don't know. So she holds it, and we just take shelter and go to bed. But it was really fucking hard, because we heard shit, dude. There was a shit outside. Like, it sounded like our neighbors. We actually made cool with our neighbors. We brought them some s'mores as a peace offering. And they were cool. They wanted to come over and say hi, but we're like, no, we're good. COVID and stuff, you know. We just wanted to bring a peace offering. But at night, we thought we heard them shuffling around outside our tent. And I was getting nervous, so I was like, no, it's fine. Trying to, and then I just started being quiet so I could listen out. And there was something outside. It sounded like there's something shuffling outside. I'm like, okay, it sounds like there's someone out there, but they're not doing anything intimidating. Also, I'm at the ready. I was ready to jump out of my sleeping bag at a moment's notice if they, for some reason, wanted to jump me. But anything we had that we needed was in the tent with us. So I was just holding down the fort. But after a while, I realized it couldn't have been anything since it had been going on for so long. So it turns out me and my girl both had the same idea. We were both doing the same thing. But can't figure it out. And it's been so long and nothing's happened. So we realized that it must just be the rain fly. It's just flapping outside because I couldn't close it all the way. So it's flapping in the wind. And it just, with the tarp and the rain fly, it's very plasticky and it just sounds like someone's outside shuffling. And we were high, we were hitting the vapes. We were a little paranoid. Not gonna lie. So we somehow fall asleep, but I have to take this mummy sleeping bag and totally cover myself up, except for the face window. I can't even have it facing up, otherwise sand will get all in my sleeping bag, because it's just blowing in the tent regardless of the rain fly or anything. So I've got my sleeping bag just facing the ground and I've got a breathing hole to the side and I'm just trying my best to sleep. And we wake up in the morning. And thank goodness the dirt storm is over. Oh my god. If we had woken up to a dirt storm, or I thought we were going to wake up to a rain or snowstorm, honestly. But thank god it was over. We wake up wicked early because the time change and the sun is out earlier there. And we just get up. And then my girl finds the empty bag of marshmallows. And we had only eaten like 10 out of the bag of 100. Or however many's in that bitch. And it wasn't our neighbors stealing the marshmallows, because we had offered them. I don't know what it was, whether it was like a desert rat, or like a marmot. It couldn't have been a bear. It wouldn't have gone near that many people. Plus, and only taken the marshmallows. It left graham crackers and chocolate in our other paper bag that was folded up, but it took the marshmallows because they were out. So I think it was some little creature, some rodent fuck, just dragging marshmallows behind our tent all night. Or for the first couple hours. And that's what we heard. And we were sleeping near a bunch of rocks. So something living in the rocks came out. And I don't think it was a snake. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what it was. And I'll never know. But something ate my goddamn marshmallows. And I'm glad it didn't fuck with me. Because that literally could have been a bear. Or something dangerous. So that was a friendly reminder that, I ain't shit. But also, looking at all those national parks was pretty awesome. They're just so fucking big. And we're so small. It reminds you how minuscule humans are. Or like how little we matter in the grand scheme of things. And that's fucking refreshing. So that was good to see. We went to a ton of parks. We did Arches, Canyonlands, Moab, Capitol Reef, Bryce Canyon, and we did Zion. That's the last one. Sorry. Why do I always forget that one? It's the Great Zion. Zion National Park, if you haven't been there. I have, and I still can't remember it. I've been twice. It was beautiful. This whole trip was beautiful. Even when we were... The Airbnbs were great. We met tons of cool people. And... it was a really good experience, and I needed that. And I definitely needed to talk to some people. Because COVID's been crazy. And I haven't been able to interact with humans. And that fucking sucks. Even at my workplace. I had such a good vacation. But enough about me. I'm done rambling. What have y'all been up to? Have you been on vacation? Probably not, because you was a bitch. You suck, bitch. No, you don't suck. If you haven't been on a vacation in a while, maybe it's time. Start making some plans. But actually, what have you been up to? If you don't mind, leave your thoughts in the comments. Other than that, I love y'all. And you already know what to do. Listen to your mom. And listen to your heart. And suck a dick. You never know what it'll do for you. Bitch.